I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact, she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none, stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now, I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night, my old life, ain't staying.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA. I'm headed on my way. I'm headed on my way to LA. Headed on my way soon.
Couple thousand miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, the 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas, next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Here on overload, all my body is for you to hold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new, yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new.
Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down, I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it, no problems. Let you in, but you out. Sing it, no problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. Had none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know.
restore my complexion and find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine. Wasting my wasted time. Fading from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. Best in the game, you all know my name. Can't run now, it's too late. Got winning in my blood, in my DNA. It's destiny, it's fate. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable. I'm invincible. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable. I'm invincible. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil, let him let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof.
We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ESL Challenger League, Season 49. I'm Darth Mike. This is JRT. We're going to be taking you through the action tonight. We've got a matchup here between NRG and LAG, keeping the number of letters similar, but two very different teams here, John.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been very different journeys for both these squads as well. Lag's just kind of getting all their players poached away, and they keep losing pieces and having to replace them, which, I mean, is tough. I mean, it's good for OG Wizard and Nyx, obviously, who both ended up on different teams, and I'd say upgrades for them. And then Lag having to replace with advanced competition, as you guys just saw the format there coming through, and we have the prize pool as well.
This is for the season as a whole. For anyone who's not familiar about that format, every team's going to play every team in the groups in a BO2, which means that it's two individual BO1s, effectively. You just can't play the same map for both. So keep an eye on that. It's a little bit of an unusual format, a little bit creative here. We've got our standings. So far, so good for our top 5 teams. Chill Guys, NRG, Party Astronauts, Bad News Capybaras, and Aetheris starting off clean, which means our bottom 5 aren't feeling so hot, and Lag count themselves among them, John.
Yeah, not too great for Lag yesterday, going down pretty handily. I think it was against Aetheris. I can't recall exactly, but maybe I have it up here. I don't know why I'm just not referencing. It was Aetheris. Yeah. But that was a little surprising for me because, well, maybe not, because Lag has been, as mentioned, getting replacements from the advanced division, and it hasn't necessarily been that great for them. Over the last 3 months, they actually haven't won a single map, even though they've only played 6, but still, it hasn't been too great for them.
Yeah, hasn't indeed. Over on the B stream, you can check out Boss versus Alter Iron Club. But right here, right now, let's start out with talking about NRG. We'll start optimistically, right? Because at this point, this is an NRG team that after a very disappointing 2024 have made some key changes. They bring in George towards the end of the year. Then they just now, in a surprise move, bring in Bro to replace Breeze. We thought that their changes were done, frankly, and now we've got European infusion into an NRG roster that looks ready to compete for the absolute top of the ESL Challenger League.
Yeah, I think, look, it caught me completely off guard. I think you as well, Mike. The fact that they had a new player that was picked up, Bro, was made available, or I shouldn't say was made available. He's benched for 3 months and then
Was
finally,
made available from Astralis shenanigans.
exactly. That's it. That's it. Lots of crazy stuff happened during his time with Astralis. And I mean, a lot of people question, whether his career is on an upward or downward trajectory, but I feel like it was a great pickup for them. It's tough for Breeze, honestly, who I didn't think was playing badly necessarily, but I don't know. Like, what can you do when Bro's available? You have a European upgrade that's coming through, and I do believe he is an upgrade. You can't say no.
Absolutely. I mean, if you just look at it, if you look at the raw numbers, right, Breeze wasn't necessarily the world beater that he once was. We know what his peak was. There was some hope that with the new game coming out, he was on the grind, might be able to reclaim that form. Never quite got that same spark. And now bringing in a player in Bro who's played under some very accomplished IGLs, who's played in a few different systems, who brings a little bit of that infusion of the EU mentality in, who's also of an age where he's matching up with the Georges, the Hex, the OCs of the world. You've now got a team that's, one very experienced player in Nitro, the experienced in-game leader. You've got OC and Hex who've had their taste of Tier 1, and then you've got the young prospects in George and Bro. I mean, certainly Bro has had his taste of Tier 1 as well, but who are very much looking to make a name for themselves and cut their teeth.
It's a very strong lineup now. I think it's stronger. As much as I feel bad saying that for Breeze, but it's true. You can't deny it. They're a stronger team now. They're going to be more competitive when they're going up against European competition. I would say North America, they got an upgrade, even though they were already looking good, right? They won Philadelphia 18, beating Sharks twice throughout that run and not losing a single map. Then in the Prize Picks NA Revival Series number 5, they actually made it to the grand final again, which they've been there every single time, but lost to Timmerman. So I think that might have been a little disappointing for them. And that's kind of, I'd say, maybe some of the inconsistencies that they had, facing off against NA competition that they wanted to iron out. And they saw this as an opportunity to get that upgrade. So yeah, for me, it's surprising, but good for NRG.
Now, this map pick, we'll talk about it briefly. Anubis, it's very good for NRG. They're quite good at Anubis. They played it 4 times in the last 3 months. They have won every single time against some stiffer competition as well. So that's nice for them. Meanwhile, Lag have played it 3 times with this roster. They have yet to notch a win on it. So I don't know how that one's going to bode. This is definitely going to be a mismatch. I think that's just straightforward here, John.
Yeah. I think Bro is technically the top-rated player on the team so far this season, but that's in 2 maps. And I don't know how much you can draw from it, given don't know how much we can build off of that. But I mean, we are expecting good things from him. I think we're going to see more of that tonight. Yeah, it's just tough for Lag. I already highlighted at the beginning, Mike. They're just scrambling to make a roster essentially at this point.
It is just a situation where you have Experative, who's been the in-game leader over there, who's brought some talents through, when you're talking about the likes of OG Wizard, but there's a few names as well who might, need some molding. And we're very early on into their molding period. Snaxy, Spud, Weeza, very fresh names at this level of competition. Going to be interesting to see. I think this season in general, I do want to mention, by the way, we talked about Bro a lot. He is our Kadia player to watch for this match. We're going to keep an eye on him throughout. It's going to be really interesting to see what positions he plays on Anubis. But I think this season in general, just to zoom out a little bit, it's kind of an adjustment season. I think the whole scene is going through an adjustment with the introduction of the VRS rankings, changing the way that you qualify to different events. The changes to Pro League are going to happen. You're no longer going to have the same degree of direct qualification or partner slots. It's just the way the ranking necessitates. So you have these situations. You have some interesting moments where you're just going to be seeing teams kind of cycle through. And what that means is a lot of teams are spending more time competing in Europe this season. Your wildcards, your M80s of the world aren't playing ECL, and that opens up a void. And into that void, we've seen some of the top-end advanced rosters get zoomed on up. The problem is sometimes those advanced rosters, sometimes those advanced players need a little bit of seasoning before they're ready to take that step. It can be a very harsh adjustment when you're going up against the likes of the NRGs, the Nouns, the Party Astronauts of the world. And I think that's what you're going to see a lot of this season. You're going to see these bottom rung teams who are towards the bottom half of ESL Challenger League really struggle to take up the top contenders. What you want to see through the course of the season, and again, this is super early, but over the course of the season, is you want want to see them shrink that gap. You want to see them adjust the level of competition and be able to go toe-to-toe with these salaried professional teams.
I think it will be difficult, though, Mike, if I'm being honest. You need usually a season under your belt before those improvements start to be seen. And it's going to be difficult. I mean, we're going to see a lot of competitive matches, I think, towards the lower rungs, like you were kind of alluding to. But then once it goes up against those top four, it's going to be extremely difficult for the advanced squads to be competitive. So we might see a very stark contrast in matches as the season goes on. But, like you said, I'm always hopeful as well that things will improve and things will get better for each team. And after every match, they'll just go back, do some demo review and get themselves up to a higher level. I am very excited, though, to see next season. Right when the VRS starts to come into effect, and we start seeing fresh teams every single time, because there's going to be no direct move ups season to season anymore, no direct spots guaranteed season to season anymore.
It'll be interesting. It will be interesting indeed. I do think that, the thing that has us definitely tempering expectations for LAG is the fact that they did play another one of those advanced move-up teams in Atheris, and they did not do very well. 13-8, 13-9 on those maps.
Yeah.
So that is, again, giving us some trepidation, where that's maybe the level of competition they're more used to. And this is going to be a different ballgame.
Yeah, this is going to be extremely tough for sure. I would almost look at LAG as not even, I don't want to be mean, but it's not really an ECL team. It is more of an advanced team because of all the changes that were made. You can look at Ray XTS and Experative maybe, and okay, these guys have been around for a little while. But even when, LAG first made it to ECL and were competing, they were never really a top rung team. They had their moments where they were making it towards the middle of the pack, but it wasn't anything really too crazy. We're checking out the head-to-head here between Hext and Ray XTS, and
these are going to be misleading as well.
Exactly. I was going to say, it's kind of misleading in terms of the numbers, because Ray is playing against very different competition from Hext, and of course, I think Ray's a great player, but I think Hex is on another level.
Yeah, but I mean, the flip side is, if you're LAG, the first thing that you have to do coming out here on one of NRG's most comfortable maps is you have to make them respect you. You've given them a comfort map for themselves. You got to show them why maybe you let this through the veto. You got to show us why you believe. I honestly, to be completely frank, I think the reason they let this through this veto is that it's a very new roster and they probably haven't practiced that many maps, and it seems like they have at least some reps on Anubis. But we still don't have an official on Dust 2, Mirage, Inferno, or Train from this team. So we only have the Anubis nuke in Ancient, and that does not leave you a lot of wiggle room in your veto if that's what you've had server time on. So, but we need to see it. We need to see it early on. We're going to need to see those tone setters, the first, 6 or 7 rounds. I think we're really going to get a sense for what this was. Yesterday, we had some juice from the underdog in those moments, coming in, getting those early starts, 6 rounds in a row to start off our series. We had some moments, some excitement, and then maybe tapered off a little bit towards the end against the Party Astronauts. But I'm hopeful that LAG can maybe replicate that and give NRG something to think about.
Yeah, perhaps. I think I would say that LAG and Akimbo are both in very different spots in terms of their development. LAG has kind of been reeling a little bit. They're stagnating. They can't really find that next step up, whereas Akimbo are just starting. They just made a TCL. They're an exciting young team that's got a lot of energy in terms of their gameplay style. But yeah, LAG on the other side, I feel like this is make or break in terms of a season for them, especially considering their ranking isn't great either. So they need to really show something here and build up ranking points as much as possible. It's going to be tough.
It will be tough indeed. Let's cycle it back around to the NRG conversation. Seems like we have a little bit of time here before we hop into the map. Hopefully it'll be starting soon. But it's very interesting to me that they went out and got Bro. Specifically because I had the chance to sit down with Daps for an interview over on my YouTube channel. So shameless self-plug there. But it was very interesting because I asked him about roster construction. We were sort of grading their last season, and I asked him about why they stayed NA, why they didn't go out and get an EU player. And the gist of what he said, to sort of paraphrase, was that there's challenges that come with getting an EU player. And there's a few different challenges. One, you have to wonder which kind of EU player is going to be interested in coming across to North America. More established players probably aren't going to be willing to do it. So you're usually looking at somebody who's either early on in their career or late in their career. where
Right.
it's either, hey, maybe this is an exciting new way to propel myself forward, or hey, maybe I'm a downswing and this is where I can go to continue to get the opportunities at this level. We've seen plenty of both here in NA. So first you have to examine the reasons why a player's coming over. Then there's challenges with just cost, purely cost. A player who's coming across the ocean is going to demand more in salary than they necessarily would if they were staying put at home, right? Just you have to make it worth their while. There's challenges of visas, housing, all those things that create added layers of complexity. And he cited that as a reason why they hadn't really looked into it before. To me, the fact that they then go out and get Bro denotes a serious change in their mentality where they're saying, okay, before we weren't really ready to make this swing. We weren't really ready to complete. We weren't really ready to take this risk. And to be fair, they didn't really deliver those results in 2024. Now I think with George, with the excitement that they've got, with the way they're gelling as a roster, they feel like this is their year to compete. And now NRG is willing to make these broad strokes and maybe take a little bit of a risk bringing in Bro.
Yeah, I would argue it's not really that much of a risk either. It's just like, I mean, Breeze was very serviceable. He's great in his roles that he's playing, support roles. But Bro, like we mentioned, it's a straight upgrade. I think it's absolutely worth it. We're waiting, on one. But either way, look, I feel like Bro is going to be maybe not a revelation for NRG, but it's their next step up. This is NRG saying, okay, we want to compete. We want to get to that higher level. And this is their answer. So for me, I have absolutely no issue with it, despite the fact that, like you said, based on your conversations with Daps and everything, the way it was going, we felt like it wouldn't happen, and it does. So, I mean, the stars align for them.
Apparently, there's an issue with the AC for a player on lag, having issues with their PC, so hopefully they'll be able to get that resolved quickly. Okay. But that is why we have a little bit of delay going on in the server. I mean, the risk with an international player is always thus. There's all sorts of factors that you're introducing at that point, right? For a guy like Bro, he's been around the scene long enough to have probably a pretty good idea of what this kind of move looks like, but you never know until it actually happens, right? What if that player is going to get homesick? What if that player is not going to adjust? What if that player is going to get uncomfortable, going to like have some reason, visa issues, all sorts of different things, where it is a risk, but
maybe in that regard.
I do think that Bro's had experience playing in, that multi-international lineup where he's maybe not been in the most comfortable setting for a Dane. It's not like he's only ever played with Danish rosters. So
yeah, I mean, I do agree with you from that perspective for sure. I mean, there's always those elements to consider, but in my mind, definitely, purely from like standpoint, this makes sense for NRG. Overcoming those other obstacles is obviously another story, and I'm assuming that they're taking care of it, and they've already kind of dealt with most of those elements, I hope anyway, in terms of getting him over and the visa stuff. But it can become an issue when he has to go back to Europe, for example, and then maybe the visa expires, and who knows. But hopefully they can avoid all those issues and continue to find the success they've been having, but now even more so with what is an upgrade, as we talked about. Anyway, still waiting to get things going here, guys.
We're apparently going to be waiting a little bit longer.
Oh, really?
That we got about 8 minutes that we're waiting on, if my clock is correct. So I think if it's amenable to production, I'm going to speak to the voice in my ear, the voice in my head that you can't hear. I think we'll take a little break and be right back.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Take me back to you. like this, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Safety nets are overrated. Yeah, if you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation. Yeah, there's a comfort in the crowd. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground. So I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad, I don't wanna be tired. Feels like it's my time. I don't need your light. Don't you waste your time.
We're back! We're back, folks. We're going to be hopping
Yay.
in just a moment. I promise it's not train either on the fly through as we are headed into Anubis. It turns out that in addition to being a caster, I am actually effective tech support, as I somehow was the one who suggested the solution of this particular problem. So we're all good. We're all 10 in the server. We're ready to roll, and I'll be accepting my royalties any day now. Oh, so dank. But for the time being, away we go. And into the pistol. It looks like we're going to get a pretty straightforward B take here. If Lag's positioning is to be believed. They got everybody here. And with NRG taking a little pokey poo into cave, there is kind of a path to potentially a B bomb plant. They've just made noise outside B main. by dropping down. So audio cue given up. You can see the rotation already happening. Nitro is getting on deck. Meanwhile, they go for the push out A main, and they've got all the info, but you still need to hit the headshots, and Experative will do some of that himself. Now the dualies are retrieved, and suddenly that bomb plant is going down. So information or no, there's not a whole lot that NRG can do about this. And meanwhile, look at Weeza. He's gone walkabout all the way back in the spawn to Rop on this temple position. Nitro's in trouble here. Goes back to look, wondering what they're waiting for, but can't get the kill, and it's all OC. And it's 5 players looking to run him down. A cornered OC is apparently not a big danger, as it'll stay clean for Lag.
All right. Well, that's a pretty effective pistol round coming through for Lag. Obviously, not always a round that you can build analysis off of, because oftentimes you can just end up in a favorable situation and then it all works out for you with those pistols. So I think we'll have to wait maybe a couple more rounds before getting a definitive idea of how this one's going to trend. But still, good on Lag. I mean, it was good execution, even though they did make a little bit of a mistake in terms of the noise they made off of that dropping down off the edge. But other than that, pretty solid. Nice opening frag. Isolated the dualies, didn't let them have any real impact on the round, and made it into that B site fairly cleanly. Molotov's going to get tossed there. Right across the bridge, spam into the smoke. You can't count NRG out of this round. They have gone for their force buy, so they got full body armor on 2 players and 3 sets of just regular old body armor without the head armor. Either way, George is going to get this incendiary toss forward and Molotov in return, so both players kind of canceling each other out.
I haven't gained a ton for all of this. They have whittled out these smokes, though, from the CT side, so there's not a lot left for NRG to deploy. Still, if you're NRG, you're maybe just trying to do some information starving.
Yeah.
Force them into making a bad decision. We're blind on the info, potentially running into this 3-man pistol stack, letting things get weird. Problem is, with the 2 smokes, the molly, the 2 flashes, there's still plenty to go for just a B take. And there is no stack. When you could go full on commit, but they have not elected to do so. Now the exec's coming over towards B. Pretty straightforwardly at that. And here comes the contact. Flashbangs, not the most effective, but blind eagle shots through smoke, not very effective either. Nitro first to fall, George soon to follow, and Bro gone means this one is over.
Well done. Very clean from Lag on the anti-force buy. Hexed along with OC, I imagine they're just going to try and save the Deagle and the 5.7. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't just go for the eco here in this round and then buy up in this next one with rifles out, but I guess they were feeling confident with the pistol force buy. It just did not pan out for them at all. They still don't have a frag to speak of. And perhaps we will get a little bit of a surprise from Lag, right? We got it yesterday from Akimbo, at least in the early goings of that BO2. And here, Lag going to get a second in a row. We'll have to see how they fare once those rifles versus rifles, as I mentioned, but it's promising signs. One thing to keep in mind, of course, this is Anubis, so it is exceptionally T-sided. But even then, if you're playing up against a stronger team, CT side can look very good. I mean, for NRG in particular, who love to play here on this map.
Yeah. Definitely going to be the case. Huh? Don't think that's where that smoke was supposed to go, Weeza.
Nope.
Probably not going to matter in this round in particular.
No.
But maybe forgot the jump throws aren't a thing anymore.
You mean the bind, right?
Jump bind, yes.
Yeah.
You still do need to jump throw. You just need to make sure you do it. Jump throw bind. All throws must be taken with your feet on the ground. No defying gravity for you, young man. I know you've been seeing that Wicked movie, but let's get those thoughts out of your head. All right, hold on. We got this nucleus. Experative. Time to make some money, or $600 specifically. That was the money I was talking about. George
he was hoping
Molly.
for more.
Eastside Molly. Is that worth living?
I think so.
Well,
it's Yeah. No, I guess not.
He's not even going to save it. Pepper down through the doors. Dead to a nade. Bro gets another. All right. A little bit of something here.
All right.
Now we get rifles.
Yeah, let's get down to it here.
Let's get down to brass tacks, John.
We got, here we go. 3 A1Ss, the M4, and the AWP for OC. OC's actually been looking pretty solid for NRG since I've been watching him over the last, I would say, 3 months. He's really come to life in a positive way, kind of looking like the OC of old back when he was playing with extra salt. So it's good to see him gain that confidence. We'll see if it carries through into this season of ESL Challenger League.
Yeah. Look, is the #1 OC booster, possibly in the world. I don't mean to compete with his parents on this one, but possibly in the world. He's got it. I think he's got it.
I do too.
Fresh. I think he's ready to take the world by storm once more. I mean, the OC, I always knew he could. They've gotten past Bro, but they don't know. They don't know. The silencer was enough to confuse them, and now George will connect, holding onto this cave position. Now teammates can get around. Nitro spamming through that smoke, finds the angle onto Snack. Z. We're going Snack Z. Experative, now last alive, totally disjointed from the team, nowhere close at hand. What can Experative do? Experative can get spotted, but that spot will cost. Should be no chance back into this round. Hemmed in, no flashbang to get out of this choke point. Desperation Molotov to try and bait a swing, but no swing to be had. Only the scope of OC to be found.
Nice sharp shot from OC at the end, and yeah, that's what I was kind of expecting once the rifles came out. You know, kind of a solid round victory for NRG. Although there were a couple of moments where you're like, okay, maybe Lag can come through, do some damage. Although on the tail end in a 1v4, getting one, not that big of a deal. All right, let's see what's going to happen here once the AKs are out across the board for Lag. First, registered, of course, by NRG, and I felt like when NRG were winning with Breeze in the roster, that things were looking very solid for them. It looked like an untouchable team. When they started to be challenged, that's when it got a little bit concerning. But I imagine there's just going to be a period of adjustment with Bro being added to the roster. We might see some rounds where we're like, okay, this looks a little bit disjointed. But, you know, as it stands, we're still early on into this.
This is an A-split exec being thrown in here. That Molotov's uncomfortable. It's going to rumble the players in camera. Oh, but Hex does still get the first, and no one's there. The spacing on that, if somebody had gone forward with Weeza, Hex was very much exposed. That was super tradable. But it seems like they were of two minds, right? Because Weeza's flying into the fray like this is the hit. Meanwhile, the A-main players hadn't even moved. These mid players are still stuck in by the doors. That doesn't feel like all 5 players being on the same page, and now there's a minute on the clock. They've lost a guy. They're down into a 5v4. Now, Resmoke has just come up on what they want to do. This is looking very tentative. Reclear's coming in towards mid. Hex could be a huge problem. No one's watching for this. No one's watching for this. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Turn.
Knife out.
Oh, spotted. Tagged up. Should be tradable. Player does survive at the very least. Molotov goes down. OC, though, came off the angle to throw that Molotov. So they're actually able to get past the scope. So this has worked out for them. That distraction in towards mid pulls OC's focus for just long enough to secure a bomb plant.
Not to mention that damage done to OC. I mean, he's down to 18 HP, so he's going to have a bit of a challenge getting back in. That helps immensely. That relieves the pressure. With George finding that frag, sure, Spud gets one, but he's probably going to get traded here. Oh, no!
Whoa.
Everyone's missing him. OC whiffs on the shot, and now he capitalizes for a frag. Experative a chance, but no, too many bodies to deal with. And he was stuck in a perfect crossfire, I would say, for NRG.
I wouldn't call that round comfortable for NRG.
No.
It should have been a lot more when you're in a 4-on-3 with mid control. But at the end of the day, they do get the dub.
I think also Lag exposed the right position, right? They went in towards that A site. Only OC's there with the op. As soon as OC gets pushed back, they've got the space to get the plant. So, I mean, credit to them for finding the right spot to poke and prod. But at the end of it, look, NRG were a little too strong in terms of the manpower they had available.
Yeah, I think maybe that's just a misread to what was going on in mid, right? First, you think it's the lone lurker, which will keep your options open. Then you discover the second player, and it's a little awkward. If anything, maybe the tentativeness from Lag, the uncomfortableness that we saw from Lag in terms of timing, works out for them. Look at this damage already. We got the hero rifle on Ray. We got a player dead B main. George is tagged up at least, but Snacksy is basically a snack to be consumed at this point. And now Experative out of play. OC opping him on down. Aggression here from Bro as OC locks down the cave position. Bro now has all this real estate. And with these two players low, it might just be Bro. Well, I was going to say to end it, but stay of execution. It's all on right now. Got one gift. You know, one thing that's interesting, I don't actually know where Bro's playing from.
I'm not sure either.
Because NRG they don't have a team house. They play from home. So they don't have any one central facility like an M80 does. So I don't know where Bro is. I don't actually know if Bro's on this continent.
I would imagine he is with the numbers he put up yesterday, although, you know, we've seen crazier things happen, especially when Wildcard were playing with Suspend Fuzi when they were in Sweden and they were putting up crazy numbers. But, I mean, he was top of the team yesterday, so I don't know. It was relatively recent, right, that we saw that announcement? So I don't know if it was already...
Okay, going to our sideline reporter, our man in the server. Oh, okay. He's playing from the SR Rebellion studio, Shopify Rebellion studio, apparently, which I believe
in the US
is probably in LA.
That means that they were cooking that signing for a while, and they only announced it when everything was done and dusted, like he's already in North America. Yeah.
I imagine it's not the hardest thing in the world to get something done with a Dane, but that is interesting. So he's in fact playing for North America. No ping issues to be had. Experative gets an entry here. George, it's going to be Bro who's under pressure. Bro delivers, though, to the tune of 2. Made this possible for the retake, and Nitro will make it one better. Who needs a retake if you don't allow them plant?
Ooh.
Just on to Snacksy. What you got to cook for us, Snacksy? Here's the juice jumping around, flying into the fray. Snacksy not scared of this one. Fake flash off the pistol. I like the chutzpah. But eventually going to have to try and confirm this plan, secure the money for the team. Smoke up onto OC. They've linked up to try and play together, but that smoke will hold them back for now as Hexed opted to link up with his comrade.
Oh, that's nice.
Face, Snacksy still alive, but OC quick on the trigger. You can't be jiggling that man. Bomb will be defused, and NRG in the lead, stacking 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I mean, look, they haven't been comfortable at times, and I think that's a credit to Lag. They've been very sharp in terms of their mechanics coming up against an NRG squad that is quite difficult to put down, especially OC with that AWP. He hasn't died yet, and he's been exceptionally sharp, but I thought for a moment Snacksy was going to get that. It was a pretty ridiculous sequence, right? He has the nade out, he jumps through the air, throws nade at OC, and then OC has to back off after taking half health of damage. Then he addresses his attention towards CT spawn and almost puts himself in a 1v1 in a lot of ways if he's able to hit his shots or maybe isolate a fight a little bit better. Not too bad, and I'd say NRG are anything but comfortable, despite the fact that, yes, they've won every single rifle round. I think that Lag are a step away from finding their way back into this one, at least for the time being.
Yeah, you're always going to do this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, tag. No frag. Just a little shot in the fingies. Need to chase. Oh, Weezer gets away with it. Weezer gets away with it, but they are going to be forced to back away. The problem is NRG have started to respond to the fact that Lag is usually pretty straightforward about their intentions, and maybe they're anticipating too much right here with just the pistols. They're playing retake on B. They're going to concede this bomb plant. It's just Bro jiggling it. He'll drop a molly to try and stall them out, allow more rotation to come in, but NRG's keeping this nucleus in towards mid. They don't want to lose rounds. Oh, wow. What a shot from Spudomatic. Bro out of play. Try and play safe. Try and play for the retake, and then suddenly got a player annihilated. Look at this. With Weezer still in towards mid, they're going to be confident there's no one coming canals. Nitro. Big kill. big kill, opens up the B-man approach, means they can't just be super confident about where this retake is coming from. And now the hit is on. Will noise out. George is finding the space on the player. Cliff. Hail of bullets for Ray. Eventually goes down. And now it's just the player stuck in towards the game. Smoke on. Block vision to guide this off and swing it on through. They got time enough for the defuse. It is another round for NRG.
Wow. It was, again, more interesting than it probably should have been. I mean, look, NRG waiting for that retake, full-on playing retake, as you mentioned, with Bro from CT, and then Bro gets sniped by the Deagle of Spud. So that was a surprising shot that ended up coming through, and then they get the bomb plant. Things get a little bit interesting, but NRG are good for it. They don't lose another body as they retake effectively towards the A site. So, I mean, 2 lags credit. Every single round has at least been interesting so far in the 8 that we've played. But we'll see if that trend continues. 9th round of play coming right up. Hext getting some util ready, a flashbang, perhaps to get Nitro out towards mid. Yeah, he's lining it up. Nitro wants to have a peek, I'd imagine. No, looks like he might call it off at this point because he's just having a hovering around double doors mid. There's the flashbang though, so I guess Nitro will have a look, but there's too many smokes up, so he's not going to see much of anything. Three players for lag, leaning into A, which again wouldn't be a bad hit. There's only Hext here.
As you said that.
They reinforced. Yeah.
Fix that particular issue. We got George, we got Nitro, we got everybody, and we got 3 smokes as well. So they can start changing whenever they would like. But Hex will go ahead and kill one first. They haven't smoked this up at all. It's a little uncomfortable. George with a big kill. Bomb has been left all the way back by T-Stairs.
That's so bad.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter what control you have. At this point, OC peeks out, finds that bomb carrier, drops that on down. This means Snaxy's now Stuxy. And he's going to go flying in. Lunatic Madman dead to the rifle. Now it all falls to Ray XTS. Oh, it is going to be collected as OC finds another very easy op frag down the canals.
That was a brave play, honestly. Just going straight for the fight up against OC, wanting to win that op duel. Ends up, I think, legging him. No, he gets legged, excuse me. But, you know, bold. Didn't work out, and OC still has not died with the op in his hands. And, of course, that's 6 in a row for NRG. A little more convincing in that one, so maybe you'll start to get a little worried if you're on the lag side. But as it stands, well, I mean, this is already a good CT side of Anubis for NRG getting 6, and perhaps it's only going to get better as we go forward here. 3 AKs, a Galil, and a MAC-10. Lag setting up for an A hit, potentially. 4 players here, 1 lurking towards the A site. That's Experative, and he's going to get naded down to, well, only 96. It looks like the nade on the minimap was a little more on the money, but not to be. OC continues to be sharp, this time towards A, gets the first, is waiting, lined up for a potential second here onto Ray XTS, who's going to come around the corner after throwing that Molotov. OC's pushed back, but a smoke is thrown to protect his retreat.
Man, it's just so indecisive, these rounds. They're just kind of milling forward, seeing if they can get contact, maybe get a pick, and then deciding what to do off of it. I mean, you look at this, right? NRG, you have to leave spaces on the Anubis defense because you have to either go for aggression somewhere or you have to take a little bit of risks. Right now, there's huge space in towards mid. Lag have no idea because they have no mid presence. George is playing it super passive, super far back. Instead, they're going to go into a B. Good flashbang, good kill. Nitro able to trade, still man advantage here. George maybe overextends. Hold on. When they just go in and hit a site, things work out. But let's see. Hex and Ray. This is the kill. Oh, that might just be the round. I think that's the round. This is tough for OC, right? Heading out of here is very challenging. He's going to be able to molly the 1 player in, but no smoke to cover off this bomb. 2 players to find. Gone to the rifle to do so.
Oh, too far.
Too far. Didn't know what the molly would cover. Knows where the corner is, but doesn't know where the second player is, and he's just out of time. He's out of time. He's running out of chances. This is the expectation. Molotov, a prayer, and a stick. Not even going to go for the stick. getting out of there. It's lag. Finally back on the board. They let 6 rounds slip. But some handy kills coming through on the B site. Maybe a slight overextension out of Temple.
Yes.
And we see lag take it.
I mean, 2 things there. One, like you mentioned, just a nice straightforward take from lag. They simplified things, said, okay, so let's stop being hesitant. Let's stop messing around, go straight for that B site and get the trades. And that's exactly what they do. Even though it looked like maybe there would be another frag coming through NRG, it was a little bit sharper on the aim from lag. And then afterwards, I do agree, George just overextends in a position where there's no one available to trade. The reinforcements are coming through. He just had to hang back a little bit longer to allow the pressure to be applied, both from CT and from Cave. Fortunately, it doesn't happen for him as he goes and overextends and falls to dirt. Either way, I mean, again, the round's not looking very comfortable for NRG, and in that one, they couldn't steal away a win. .118 on the clock, and looks like it's a huge B-lean opening frag again for lag. Spudomatic finds the first one. Bro needs to do work here. He gets one, but only one. It's not going to be enough to deny that bomb plant, which should come through. OC somehow connecting onto Ray XDS, despite the fact that he takes damage here. Spud down to 12. It's still anyone's round, but lag again threatening.
Spud wasn't watching, but fortunately he got a little bit of vision on the Hex, so now he's aware. That was looking very dangerous indeed. Out into the jail position. And damage being dealt through the smoke on the Snacksy. They got a little bit of a sandwich here. It's going to be that B-main player who's a threat. If they deal with him, Experitive's not in position to deny this bomb plant. Down he goes. The nade will follow, and the defuse is on. Lag cannot chain 2 together, so NRG, at the very least, will be taking a lead out of this half.
I mean, OC's looking ridiculous. He still hasn't died. I think that's 7, 8 rounds in a row that he hasn't died, which is pretty impressive. I know he's saving at the end of the previous one, but that honestly, he was still in the fight towards right up until the end, so I don't even consider that really a save. Oh my goodness. He is going to be a problem for lag in this BO2, and especially here on Anubis as things progress. We are in the last round of the first half of action, though. Let's see if lag can string one more together, because 7 rounds on CT is honestly great. 8 is fantastic, and, well, looks like 8's happening.
It's looking likely. The tea leaves, they've got some indications here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Ray's gonna walk a smoke. Ray's gonna walk a smoke. Nitro's watching it, and that's a freebie for Nitro. Easy as. Tough to walk a smoke when 5 players are alive on the other side, but at that point, it seems like Prayer was their best option. So he sent one up. He was not able. Snacksy alone. It's an isolated fight with Nitro. Well, not so isolated. Hex has got his IGL covered. It's 8-4 with a clean round to send us to the break. back on in for this second half. Time to watch a little bit more Anubis. I mean, that was about what we expected, right? Which is once the guns came out, Lag secured one further round. So fortunately for them, they got the pistol. If they can get a second pistol, that would be great. Go a long way to making this a more competitive game. They've got a 4-man B stack. They have left A totally vacant. And at least for the moment, it seems like NRG are going to walk right in to the stacked site. Here comes the smoke. This is what they got. And here comes the exec. Around the corner they go. And indeed, they're finding a whole lot of bodies on the other end. Hex gets the kills, though. Brought down to a 2v2. That bomb is down and committed. That's just tagged up Weeza. That C4 can be scooped. And actually, Nitro could get out of here. He's low. But the mid player on realizes that they've rotated off. That bomb's planted. Full readjust. Okay, so NRG kind of get away with this. And they're coming all the way around into B main. This is very weird. Weeza's still wary that somebody could be in mid. He's clearing everything. And he's going to come into cave late, but he's full making noise. Why were you this diligent then? If you're going to be loud now, well, it works out. It's all on a Nitro. No kit. So they're running out of time, but Weeza's got a good idea of where the veteran in-game leader is hiding. And it will be another pistol for Lag.
Okay. Well, I mean, they got 3 rounds, including pistol, at the beginning of that first half of action, and looks like maybe they'll be able to repeat that success here. I don't think it'll be as easy of a path to 3 rounds in a row because that bomb plan comes through, meaning that we're probably going to get an investment from NRG here. They usually do buy up after that plant, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. So we'll see. Still a toss-up. NRG, I mean, it looked like they potentially had a path towards that B site initially, and they just lost. Hex losing that fight, he just kind of crouching down and going for a straight fight. It didn't work out for him, and obviously if he wins that, then it's a lot easier and definitely a path to victory for NRG, but because it doesn't happen, then it's Lag were able to come out with it. But still, I think Lag made mistakes. I kind of think you were highlighting them, Mike. You had the player coming in, didn't go together, and then walking up and charging out, making a ton of noise. It easily could have gone awry, so yes, you win the round, but there are issues with the way it happened.
It seems a little rough around the edges, but sometimes that roughness actually catches NRG off guard.
Right? I think so.
They're playing very unpredictably, and that can work in their favor. So it's not the worst thing in the world, and certainly if you keep winning pistol rounds, that makes life easier. Now you see NRG in another one of those force buy situations. This time, T-side with the bomb plant. Life is a lot easier. Flashbang for this? Oh, well, yes, a little late. Still, the kills are being stacked on up. There's the trade. Nitro. If you can follow this up onto the Temple player, there's no one else to defend A. Oh, boy. They swing through the smoke. That's a massacre. And eventually, Nitro will find home. 3 kills for Captain America. And that's going to be an extra $1,800 in his back pocket.
Just a brawl at mid there, and NRG are just catching Lag around smokes, charging around the corners, giving them no room at all to breathe. And there's that 9th, as mentioned before. You know, it's not easy when you surrender that bomb plant on CT side, even when you win the pistol. The second round is anything but a guarantee, and, well, there it just went by the wayside for Lag. Now they're going to force up again because, I mean, I guess they're feeling the pressure, even though they don't have to by any means. They could have just saved their money for the following round. Obviously, they're hoping they can catch NRG off guard and upset the apple cart, so to speak, and get a 6th here. But that is not the greatest of starts. Experative trying to peek around from cave, and George put one right between his eyes.
Well, Lag seem to have a pretty clear directive here, which is stack a site and hope they hit it. And this time it was Experative who was the lone man on the B. And they did, in fact, not hit it. At this point, George is working his way out cave, detecting nothing. Bro's working his way up B main, detecting nothing. Well, I think they've found the stacked site. The A main players get adventurous. Hexed in OC. Give them a little bop on the nose for their curiosity. And with Ray down, that should be the last threat eliminated from this round. Maybe if he had found the perfect timing on that Canals drop, could have been a problem. But as it is, the only thing to watch for is to see if Bro can get this kill and give NRG another team ace. Where is Bro? Very possible. Backside. Snacksy does not seem to be too interested in saving this Armored Eagle.
Which is surprising. Oh, maybe that's why. What a shot.
1 kill. Happy. No, wait. Hold on. Going back for another kill.
He wants more. How does he expect? Oh, he heard him. Hex made a lot of noise, and all right, no second coming through for Snacksy. All good for NRG as they hit 10, 3 rounds away from taking care of business here on Anubis. And I mean, that being a force buy means it's pretty much not necessarily guaranteed. I want to say guaranteed 11th coming through, but very, very high percentage chance of it being 11-5 for NRG. So we go into it. A pistol upgrade for Ray. Outside of that, they bought a flashbang and nothing else. They're just going to charge out and try to get aggressive against NRG. Tapping away. Nitro takes a little bit of damage up against Snacksy. Spud eats a nade, goes down to 21, and Nitro a little bit of a risky peek, but he's got Bro by his side, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And yeah, as expected, everyone falls for lag, leaving only Experative standing by his lonesome.
Look, when you're the IGL, you get to farm against pistols a little bit. You give yourself that privilege. I mean, he's already doing great.
He's
He was
farming in
16 and
general.
8 before this, you know, top of the board. But you're right, as the IGL, as the veteran of the team, as the oldest guy, it's like, you know, you hold the door open for the elderly, you let the elderly get the frags.
Oh my god, Mike.
It's just, it's the social code. Like you're saying, I need to pad my stats here, so some nerd on a forum doesn't call for my benching if I don't drop 30 against Spirit in the future.
Dude, yeah. I really dislike that, just looking at stats and saying what happened. Like, that doesn't tell the whole story. You have to watch the match. But
numbers serve to enhance context with the context. But look, every good IGL knows you pad the stats against Eco, and then the context looks a whole lot better for you. That's why they're the IGLs. They've got the big brains, John.
They got it, especially Nitro. I mean, Nitro's always been very solid in terms of fragging, so I mean, it's not necessarily a surprise, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I don't remember who it was, but I've seen the conversation where it's like, oh, is you know, Nitro going to be able to perform at a level individually with NRG, blah, blah, blah. That was never the issue. The issue with Nitro has never been performing at this level individually. The issue with Nitro was that at a certain point, the burdens of in-game leading and performing at a peak level for the top 1% of Counter-Strike players in the world is a challenge. If Nitro can get this team back to competing for a top 10 spot, I think NRG will be extremely damn happy. And then we can have that conversation. But for the time being, his individual form is delivering time and time again.
I really hope we can have that conversation very, very soon. And it feels like it's possible it might happen. Anyway, this is Lag kind of getting beaten up against the wall. Snacksy and Spud, the last two standing. The second half has been a lot more one-sided in favor of NRG.
It turns out that when you get the favorite team on the favorite half, life gets a little smoother for them.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Spud. The backstab. Spud. Not feeling like making mashed potatoes out of this round. Can't blame him. Don't think this was happening. Might as well keep some guns to play for the last round.
Yeah, that would have been way too tall of an ask in 2v5 to actually make that fully materialize, and no money left in the tank to really get a buy-up from this next one. Although lost, no.
Ouch.
Well,
never mind. Owie.
Never mind.
No guns for you. John, critical question. What's your favorite form of the potato?
My favorite form of the potato? This feels like completely irrelevant based on what we're watching. Oh, right. I didn't make that connection, Mike. I'd say mashed potatoes, Mike.
Mashed potatoes, all-time peak.
Yeah.
+1 from Prod. Mashed potatoes do slap. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They're very solid.
There's just so many forms of the potato. There's the gnocchi. There's the French fry. All right, we're gonna get into this last round. We'll talk about potatoes. We have a whole other map to talk about potatoes. George is trying to hit the W key straight through the Molotov. Still player pillowed. There's that flashbang. Actually kind of pisses them off, but George doesn't even care. He's going past him, trusting his teammates to deal with Spud-O-Matic. And indeed, they do. Trades are good. It's just Weeza. Weeza with an XM to try and keep this map going. Please jump through a smoke with an accent. Come on, Weezer. Go full action movie sequence here. Okay, staying alive for the moment. Bomb has not been planted. That hasn't forced him out. Nitro doesn't realize. And the XM close at hand dispatches with Nitro very handily. Weezer. Making me a
He thinks they're rotating.
Believer? Ready the flank. Gun barrel spotted. And an easy headshot for bro.
Well,
that is about what we expected, John.
Yep, no question. I mean, there were some interesting rounds at the beginning, and I mean, at least for Lag's case, they made it interesting in the first half on their T side. They were always kind of in the rounds, never really felt like they were completely out of this one, but then the switch of sides, NRG are incredible on their T sides, a 68.9 win percentage, and well, we can see why. That was absolute masterclass from them. Nitro popping off, everyone looking pretty solid and playing their roles, and it's kind of the end result that we thought we would get as we were discussing, Mike.
It certainly is. It certainly is. We discovered many things. Number one, NRG is pretty good at Anubis. Nitro can shoot pretty dang hard. John's favorite form of the potato is mashed, and Lag might just be finding themselves mashed against the wall in this one. They got one more map, though, so we'll see if they can acquit themselves a little bit better when we come back from this break.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, Faceit.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact, she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none. Stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now. I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night, my old life, they stay.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA.
couple thousand miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, the 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. To remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Here on overload, all my body is for you to hold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new, yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream, yeah. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Like something new, yeah. And I never thought that
Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down, I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom, 'cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be.
We're live, hopping on into the server here for the second map between NRG and Lag. And it is going to be a little bit of Mirage, it looks like. A classic here, John. We're back to the Mirage. Just like all of your favorite bugs, we're on Mirage.
Exactly. Look, I can't exactly say I'm surprised that Lag would want to go here, given that they haven't really gotten many reps on any maps lately, and Mirage is one that any team can really jump into and play. So we'll see how that fares for them. It has been fairly good, I would say, for NRG, despite losses against, well, the two, I think, best teams right now in North America, or were, Nouns on Mirage, say Nouns being one of them. And I say were because Timbermen don't exist anymore, but they were really good on Mirage when they did exist.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be true. And I mean, we haven't seen them with Bro yet, but we haven't seen much with Bro yet. So we're definitely forming that opinion. Keep an eye on where Bro is playing, what he's going to be doing for this team, what he's going to be slotting into. That's definitely something to just generally keep an eye on. He mostly played B Anchor on Anubis. That's largely what we saw him doing, being sort of the most stationary piece, I would say, on that side of the map, which is a lot of what they had Breeze doing as well. It is interesting, right? In talking to Daps about the George acquisition, one of the things that they were really impressed by was George's ability to play very active roles that dictated the pace. It's what they had Automatic doing before they brought George in to replace him. And they were, frankly, very pleased by how much George could step into that and be a very vocal player, which is kind of surprising if you've met George. He's a quiet dude outside of the server, but inside the server, he can take command. And it is interesting to see that they brought in Bro with an eye towards keeping George in those roles and putting Bro, it seems, on the peripheries.
Yeah, no, I mean, Bro's basically taking Breeze's spots, like one for one. He's going on for those more periphery roles, supporting roles. So yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. George has been a stud. I think he's going to continue to get better and better, and you want to nurture that as opposed to putting him in spots where he might not be able to thrive as well. So I like it. I'm all for that, and we'll see how that translates here on Mirage once we get into the action. I don't know what we'll necessarily get. I think it might be more of the same from what we saw on that previous map. I don't know if Lag looked very cohesive, I should say, on their both CT side and T side, in particular T side. Sometimes they looked a little bit lost as to what they wanted to do, but when they kept it simple, when they went for those straight hits, it didn't look too bad. So perhaps we'll get more of that. But my feeling is there's still an NRG lane here.
Yeah, I think so. And I think the thing that has me massively concerned as well for Lag is just how indecisive it looked sometimes, right? Mirage is, it feels like when you boil down Mirage to its essence, there's sort of three, I mean, there's a million degrees of variation. One of the things that's great about Mirage and Pro Play is that it is very much a blank slate, open to a lot of opportunities, so you see different random teams. But a lot of Mirage hinges on taking decisive mid-control and then reading and reacting based on that and hitting whatever you're hitting hard and fast. I don't know. When Lag did commit themselves into the takes, it was good. But the map control aspect of things was a little disappointing on Anubis. They were often going in without information, which meant that, it was kind of just flip a coin. And if you hit the light spot of the map, it worked out. If you hit the stack, sometimes not so much. And I think Mirage is a map where you can definitely be tested and exposed in those kind of situations. I think it is, again, a situation where you just don't necessarily have a deep playbook just yet. You're kind of figuring things out on the fly. Meanwhile, NRG, they're pretty good, John.
Well, yeah. No, they're great here. I mean,
We
they're
should set context on their season. What to you is a successful NRG season this time in ESL Challenger League?
I would say undefeated, and I know that might seem ridiculous if you hear like what an undefeated season. But look, their competition it is the perfect time, given the way things have happened, how many advanced teams were moved up here. Yes, they have some tough competition in terms of Nouns and the Party Astronauts, I would say, at the top. But for me, like you got the Burrow upgrade, you're trying to prove yourselves in North America that you can compete. In Europe, you need to be undefeated here in ECL. Maybe I would say I'll be generous and loss or two that might happen against Nouns and Party Astronauts, Mike. But yeah,
All right.
that's yeah.
Ambitious. I'll be a little less dramatic. Online BO1s. I don't know that they're going to go flawless. There are some dangerous teams here. PA, Boss, Nouns, Legacy. Definitely some experienced squads. There's that Marsborn team that's kind of intriguing, coming in with some veteran names. And MOTM, Wolfie, Chop, Grizz. We got Minus back in play. That's kind of interesting. I'm just saying, a little dramatic to expect no BO1 online map drops. I like the chutzpah. I like the
gotta go
demand, the standard. But I do think top one realistically is their expectation, right? They made it through to Pro League last season. They did not make it past M80 though for the actual top one crown. This season, I think with the M80 gone, with some of the other top rivals in the region gone, I think this is an NRG team that really does, especially with the upgrades that they've made, need to be the top dog in ESL Challenger League.
Yeah, and taking the title. I mean, we talk. I think you're implying as well, like taking the championship, right?
Yes.
Throughout ECL. Yeah, I agree. That would be the expectation. Looking at where the teams that are coming into this, I mean, there is going to be stiff competition. I think Party Astronauts looked fairly solid yesterday when we saw them. I think that team is very much a threat. Nouns, there's some behind the scenes stuff going on right now in terms of are they going to be salary?
Kind of front of this team, to be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously apply for it.
It is very front of the scene. You're right. just right out in the open. I don't know. I think that could have an impact on their play because you have some players who are just like, are we going to get paid? Are we going to get money? So I don't know how that's going to play out, but either way, I think it's a great opportunity for NRG to really capitalize. So that's why I'm sticking with it all the way through.
I'll take this moment to say whenever that version 1 or version 2 of the Nouns DAO Nouns team project comes through, really hoping it does pass. My endorsement for whatever that means to the DAO. They have been a valued presence in the North American scene. Snaxy is a valued presence in making some space for his teammates to get the bomb down. We got a flank coming all the way through spawn, but in the meantime, it's Spud and Ray XDS to try and hold them at bay. Ray will do just that. They know they got Spudomatic in the sandwich. I don't know if I've ever had a potato sandwich, but I'm interested to try. Had potato bread.
Potato bread is good.
Oh boy, Spudomatic still gets the kill. Can't get body shots. They're going for the head and they miss entirely. This sandwich has got a little bite back.
Okay, well, Lag are undefeated in one way. Pistol rounds.
Hell yeah.
Haven't lost a single one. That's their third that we've seen here tonight. That's impressive, honestly, that they were able to strike back there. It felt like NRG were finally going to have a convincing pistol round victory, but Spud, 24 HP was it? Something along those lines? Stuck in sandwich, position known, and he's the one who gets the last two. Doesn't even need the support from Palace. Says, forget about it, man. I got this. Pops around and nails some heads. Well done for Lag on these pistols. Hopefully we can see it a little bit more beyond the pistol rounds, but still, it's something for them to celebrate. George, MP9, he wants to try and take some early fights here. The nades are sailing through. That smoke's been popped twice, but hasn't really revealed much information on either side. Now Spud's going to throw in for the Palace smoke, and well, again, like Lag made a lot of noise, and now they're going to say, okay, let's fade off for a little bit. They still got a couple of smokes. They're readjusting the positioning, trying to convince NRG that they're going to go for a rotation, and it feels like NRG are biting.
They are. Taking the space in towards mid, maybe trying to find an isolated player. There's not going to be someone here, though. So how much do they need to see here top mid before they rumble their way on back? Smoking a Palace. The ramp smoke's faded. Ooh. They do not have the positioning for this. They're thinking this is an apps hold, perhaps. That seems to be the way they're reading it. Bro's getting around. Nitro back on the scene. They need some poppers from that Bro Deagle, I think, to make this viable. Not quite hitting it. Just not going to love a retake with no utility. Look at the damage, though, on the Weeza. Spam's been effective. Weeza's gone. There we go. Bro chimes in. To the tune of 1, but that bomb's still not planted. Flashbang to get them through, and here they go. A hail of bullets coming back the other way. And yes, indeed, that retake was always going to be challenging, and you see exactly why.
All right, well, Lag doing the exact same thing they did on T side of Ancient and taking the pistol round, finding the follow-up against the Force Spy, and probably a third here. So it'll come down to, can they actually come out with an effective rifle round here on their T-side of Mirage? I think it'll be a little... I don't want to say easier than Anubis, because Anubis T-side is obviously favored in so many ways, but it's Mirage, so I think they'll be more practiced, and they might have some more coordinated executes, or set plays, I should say, that will come through. So we'll see. Even the one they executed in the previous round, where they were just faking out NRG and forcing them to make those rotations, was pretty well done. So I'm happy to see it. Let's see how it goes once we get past this round.
Spot, fouled player. Flashman to get him in, but there was no commit. X will eventually get that kill. Here we go. It's getting interesting. In the smoke. All right. Snaxy's familiar with that maneuver. He is aware of your game. George might have this. He does indeed. They're making this expensive. They got a couple rifles picked up. There's no armor behind them.
No, they just saved them.
Hex isn't looking for Ray, so Hex is dead. And now George is left to save.
Surprised Hex. Well, I guess it's not that. They're going to buy up in next round anyway, so maybe just want to see if you get a frag and
damage matters,
the economy.
Right?
Yeah.
You can peel away all these players. Maybe you're not expecting the stick, but peeling the way the kills ain't the worst thing in the world.
George still wants to try and peel away some kills, it seems. He's looking around towards top mid. Does he get caught? No. Ray goes into connector, so I think Ray's a little at risk at this point.
They just haven't seen each other.
No?
They just haven't seen each other. Now he hears Ray.
No. Yeah.
And he will, in fact, get that final kill. So one more blemish on the record of Lag. A little bit more money made for George. And here we got the out for OC. This is exactly how it happened on Anubis. The guns came out, and Lag struggled. So the guns are out. And Lag make this one look a little better.
Yeah, OC didn't die with the op.
Is that true?
In the first half, I'm pretty sure, of Anubis.
Wild.
It was, yeah. It was very difficult for him to be taken down. Like, even in the round that they lost, right? He was the last one alive trying to clutch the 1v2. So, yeah. We'll see if that trend continues here on Mirage. And maybe Lai can come up with something convincing here in the first rifle round. Oh, X is in a really good spot to punish. They're not expecting Utah out. That was a little bit over-ambitious from Weeza. Oh, my goodness.
Running with a smoke out through the smoke.
No. Don't do that, folks. Don't do that.
Look, we've all gotten a little bit ahead of ourselves with trying to set up the util for a take, but through a smoke without a gun out.
Yeah. A little egregious.
That's a little ambitious, to say the least. So, now if you look at this, look, you've got a 5v4. They have no control. They have no control of mid. They don't know if a player's pushed ramp. They don't know if a player's pushed palace. They don't even have deep apps control. They have no control. Once again, we're going to see a situation where they're going to hit blind. So we got two players setting up outside of ramp. We got two players who are presumably going to link up with them in underpass. No, they're going in apps. So now this looks like two completely separate units.
That's so weird.
Maybe I'd say a fake towards A, or towards B rather. But
It's
the
25 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a fake. They're just trying to pull them.
Yeah, they won't. I mean, NRG's too good for that. They're not going to get pulled.
Well, they've got the players tucked up on site. Bro is boosted, and now they know. You don't even have time. You don't have time to get this bomb plant down.
No, bro. Oh, well, he had to.
I mean, at that point, literally, even if he dies, as long as he pulls the player off the bomb plane, it doesn't matter. So $1,500 extra for Bro. A little bit of egg on the face for Lag.
Yeah, that was completely disjointed. I understand the principle behind it, going for the fake towards the A site. You want to get as much util as you can down on it, but I mean, you could just commit one player, drop the smoke for one player, and then have the third rotate back to the B site. So, I don't know. It's just a little bit strange in going for that. And not to mention, NRG didn't see the bomb, so they're not going to rotate under any circumstances, especially considering the positioning they had. A weird call for Lag, but NRG are probably happy about it. A little bit of spam going through that smoke, and Experitive's down to 54. OC eats a nade down to 78, but not too worse for the wear with that AWP in his hands. And smoke blooms right in front of a couple of players here. Make that 3 players for Lag. Hunker down in Palace for now. They've also got 3 on the other side to deal with if they want to take control of this A site.
Here comes the hit. Out to Palace they go, and OC is here to collect. 1, 2. Gonna get a third player fading in the corner. Oh, don't give him more chances. Don't keep giving him chances. OC's worried the player could have walked through the smoke, but, well, now that the mid presence gone. Player cooking in the Molotov, and it is clean for NRG.
Yeah, OC looking good with that op again. Lag, reeling. I mean, they got no money now, so it's going to be an eco that's going to come through here. No questions asked. Maybe they'll be able to afford a pistol upgrade. You got Ray on the Deagle, but everyone else onto the Glocks. NRG, their engines are starting, and as opposed to Anubis, where things looked a little bit questionable, I would say, in some of their round victories, especially in the early goings of their rifle rounds, these have been convincing for them. So let's see if that trend continues. 1:42 on the clock. Snacksy hopping around for information. Again, not really much that Lag are going to be able to do into this round, especially considering that only one player has spent money. Everyone else just completely blanked on their ability to invest into the round.
The bomb is alone in Palace. Tell me we're not getting the...
We're getting it, Mike.
I guess it'd be you go mid, I go A with bomb.
I guess so. I feel like this won't work.
I mean, it helps if you can sell it at all. Obviously, they only have pistols in this round, and yeah, okay, no, Experative has jumped out with the bomb, and Nitro was ready for it.
I feel like at a certain point, you're Experative, you're like, well, might as well try
you're not
it,
expecting
right?
much out of this round, but you do get
yeah. I mean, you're just hoping that, like you said, that there's a frag or two that can happen at mid, and then you can charge out. But, I mean, with those first 2 coming in and Experative realizing his teammates are backing off and being pressured, there's only so much you can do, so you just kind of gamble and throw yourself through that smoke and into the fire and the flames. Anyway, we're all tied up at 3. Here come the AKs once more for Lag.
Just Anubis one more. On Anubis, once the guns came out, they got 1 round. They got 1 gun round on Anubis. Otherwise, they won the second half pistol. They lost the force buy. It was over. So, two gun rounds, Lag. 2 gun rounds. That's the first bar to clear.
Oh, man.
All this. It's just above it. But oh, my goodness. Get a fade. George, when's it going to fade? When's it going to fade? He's toying with it. George has got a teammate, though, to watch his booty over there in Palace, and frankly, George has done his work. He's already done enough. He's clocking out. His teammates can deal with this.
Oh, look, George ends up dying. I think he just wanted to take a fight at
That's
that
an
point.
overheat.
Yeah. But I actually compliment him in every way. Okay, Spudomatic.
Hold on.
Let's see.
Can't get too hot. No real reason to give him these duels. You know you have him locked in Palace, but Bro eventually will confidently knock his head from his shoulders.
I was just going to say, I mean, I don't think you could have played that better in the situation if you're George, right? You get a couple of frags, and then you know that you're a little exposed. The Molotov's below you, but you just got to go up and down that ladder and try to stay out of their view, line of sight, and it worked beautifully, and the Molotov fades as he still has a bit of health left to retreat. So
it's actually funny because you can see that George is waiting for the Palace player to make his move, right? He knows there's a player Palace. His responsibility is to deal with that. His teammates' responsibility is to deal with the ramp players. So he's like, okay, Palace guy's going to come out. The ramp guys have made the space. Palace guy's going to come out. Palace guy's going to come out. Palace guy's going to come out. Okay, he's not going to come out, turn around, kill two ramp players. Like, you could just see that mental clock, that awareness, where, again, we've seen this from Lag. It's a little bit disjointed. They're not necessarily always hitting things together. And at times that's worked out for them, but at other times you see that situation where George isn't occupied, so he just kills all your teammates.
Yep. Well, Lag, back to the pistols once more. Vortex, a Glock. Yeah, they got some armor this time, so maybe that could help out. Let's see if they just simplify things and go for a straight hit.
Feels
like that's what's going to happen.
Many techies, smokes down. Look, it's a classic for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke into Palace. That smoke is actually a little... Okay, it's not a problem because Nitro just kills the guy anyway. I was going to say, to give a little bit of space. So he gets run down. So he has died with the op in his hand now. Nitro's out of play. Hold on. That's a good spam. That's a very good spam. And meanwhile, the bomb went through the murder hole? Okay, the bomb went up in a window. So this was never going to work out. I'm confused by.
Well, what happened was, Mike, they got past connector, right? There were a couple of players going to window. I think they were of the mind of maybe let's go B, but then they tried to double back, and by that point, NRG had realized what was up, and they kind of isolated those two players that were over in the window.
That's a very charitable interpretation, John. I'm going to probably say that the person who had bomb didn't realize they had bomb. Because that,
Mike,
generally speaking, drying up that... Well, the idea behind that kind of strat, right, is you throw the smoke, push a couple missiles through smoke, that creates the space.
You plant
that gives you the forward positioning to delay the retake, to keep them from setting up their own util and make it uncomfortable for NRG. That allows you to get the bomb planted, and then you can play around it, hopefully having a little bit of a man advantage from that unexpected play through the smoke. If you move the bomb through the smoke...
It's a problem.
You're playing 3D chess, man. You don't need to be playing checkers there.
I do agree. And, well, George is just transferring. Great spray control coming through. Snacks is the last one standing. He's been spotted. He says, "Nuh-uh, sit down." This round is done. 6-3 in favor of NRG. And again, identical result since the rifles came out for them.
You know how much money they have? OC just picked up an AK and dropped the op. Bro's going to drop one back to him just so they can keep the first bullet up. That's how much cash they have.
Ridiculous.
Oh, actually,
Bro's
George
at full 16.
Bro is 16K. There we go.
Thank
you.
Yeah.
Oh, George is hopping. All right. NRG's having fun now.
Okay. No, it must be position-based.
No. NRG's having fun now.
Are you sure? Okay,
He's going for the Palace peak. Nobody's there. OC's yeeting on mid. So, yeah, okay, you could say it's spawn. OC's gained all this space, all this information. There's no one there. He is thunder stomping here on top of Catwalk.
The only thing is, if it's spawn, OC's next to him to pick up the op.
Though. Okay, so, now OC comes back. Nitro's down for the count. George is in Palace with this off.
I don't like this.
OC gets pogo sticked. Hold on. There's still lots of time to right this ship, though. And Hex is trying to do exactly that. Does George knows there's another player here. And he gets that kill, that USP.
What?
We snap away from what was a very entertaining kill. But it all falls to Bro. The new guy on's got to clutch up. Unfortunately for him, they're going to deliver the first and the info on the second. Oh, boy. Oh, through the box! Through the box, Weezer! Through the box, he tracks it! Bro tried to set up his util, but Weeza's got the X-ray vision.
What a shot from Weeza! And let's be honest there. I think you were on the money, Mike, in terms of NRG getting a little bit weird with that round because they looked disjointed. They were going for weird plays. And then you see at the end, they try to recover and say, okay, we still got this. But nope, Weeza with a ridiculous shot. The nicest one we've seen from Lag so far tonight. And that helped secure the round and bring it back to within 2. Impressive stuff. Let's see if NRG get back to business here. And it looks like, yes, that will be the case. I really don't know the thought process behind giving George the op and not having... Because usually,
George said,
let's say...
bro, I have spawn. And OC said, bro, I have spawn to run mid.
Yeah.
So they tried it. You know
Maybe.
what? When you've been winning every gun round, you're allowed to try things. But
I
hold on.
suppose.
You just got to be able to lock it back in when this happens. Going to player top mid. Bomb is top mid. Bosi will get out of there, and for the moment they'll play contain. Giving up a little bit of main control, but look at this. There's 2 crosshairs poised, essentially 3. Yeah, as Nitro comes off of that A space. They know what this is. They know everybody's here. Oh, boy.
Wow, that
is nasty from Nitro. He didn't even intend to kill Weezer.
Oh.
That was just a happy accident. Bob Ross out in the server.
I mean, that's not fair. Like I said, Nitro just getting 2, and like you said, just a fortunate circumstance, let's say, coming through there. 7-4 for NRG. They lock it down once more, and it will be the 12th round of play coming through. And yeah, just to go back to the conversation, I guess playing off spawns, it can work out. I usually just expect the Opper, in normal circumstances, let's say, to be close by to the player who's going for that peak, and then, you know, they trade guns afterwards. But anyway, look, they both had a mind of trying to get aggressive, and I can't say I necessarily mind it because of the fact they've been so dominant here since the rifles came out. Lag did get their 1. Maybe they'll get their 2nd here.
George got rumbled. George got rumbled, says, all right, you know what? I didn't want that space anyway. But they're also not going to punish this at all. So you got a player on underpass. You got a player stuck in underpass. You had the chance to punish, but your players top mid were too late for it. So George is able to get back in towards Con. I don't know whether that's a communication issue, whether that's a coordination issue. They do get to kill the window player. But the bomb's been spotted top mid. That's a lot of information given over to NRG. And Experative and Ray are both a little low. And meanwhile, we have Spud clearing back through T-spawn. So they want this to finish A. But they just don't really have the info for it yet.
Also, all that damage is confirmed damage, right? Up against Lag, so they know that a couple players are probably low.
Molotov to stall this out. 3 players ready for this hit. Flashbang for the clear. Flashbang for the clear. Oh, he's gonna hit the ding. Flash didn't track, but Hex trades himself out. That's actually everyone over towards B. Do they read this? Hex is the B player. Hex is the B player. Read this. Read this. They've got it. They got the information. It's gonna be tough in the retake, but if they just make their way over towards B.
This feels like A.
Oh, never mind. Experative is going through spawn.
20 seconds. Why are they going in different directions? I guess they're trying to pull... Yeah, okay, they're trying to pull the 2 A players towards
faking B. But OC's heard the footsteps because Experative had to full sprint this. So they're trying to reinvent the wheel. Now Weezer, no health. Oh, wants to try and make a go of it. But of course, if he didn't get both kills, it wouldn't have mattered as we head to the half.
Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it. No problems. Let you in, but you out. Sing it. No problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Had none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problem. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Had none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright.
And we're back live in the server. 8 rounds to NRG, 4 to Lag, 1 gun round. Where NRG got a little cute. It actually exactly mirrors what we saw on Anubis. And if that's the case, well, the second half might not bode well for Lag. But Mirage is a different map. I think Weezer was heard going for this. Right? He was indeed. And yeah, he's going to get his belt rung. Was not too quiet about that. There are still bodies here. This is the stack site for Lag. So as NRG make their way on out, maybe expecting a lack of presence. Well, there's some surprises in store. This bench player hasn't been rumbled. Now he's spotted. But Imperative will get his kill.
Are they going to win another? Are they going to be clean on the
problem
pistols?
is, look at this. Look at this on A.
Yeah.
They have to get the bomb over here, but look at this on A.
Yeah.
It's all about Ray. It's all about Ray. Well, okay. Ray does not get the kill. So that should be it.
Okay.
And Bro
Wow.
confirms.
That was precision shooting from Bro. 14 and 6. He's leading the scoreboard. Everyone's pretty close behind. But it's good to see Bro getting activated pretty effectively here. And it is indeed the first pistol round that Lag have lost. You were right, Mike. That setup was just a little too potent there for NRG. They were waiting for that rotation to come through, and Lag just walked in to the spider's web, and the fangs sunk in. 1:52 on the clock as we go into round number 14, and Lag are not going to be forcing up, so it's just going to be 4 USPs and a P250. The Zeus for Spud? Maybe that can be a little bit spicy. He's got the Dragon Snore too. Good skin choice there.
I do like the Dragon Snore. I do like a Zeus. All right, Spud. You're vying for my heart here. Real duel that matters. Weezer gets the kill. Nearly a second. Look at that damage. Just never letting go of the strafe keys. That's the way to do it. Unfortunately, Spudomatic will not be winning my heart today. No Zeus kill found. There's a player sandwich, so eventually Bro does falter, but well, they've got B. They've got B.
Yeah, they got B, and George is just going to wait here, play sentry. Waiting for someone to come by, and...
We need bullets.
There we go. He finally got Ray.
He found some of those bullets. They were in his Glock the whole time.
George gets the last as well, even though he gets dinked by the pistol of Snacksy. And that'll do it. 10-4 in favor of NRG. Going for perhaps an even cleaner half than they had over on Anubis on their T side. They only lost pistol, I believe. Yeah, they only lost pistol, and that was it in that second half. All right, rifles are out here. George gonna get one, and not the second. Okay, there's hope alive here. More so with Ray getting that second onto Nitro. 4v3. The problem is they've lost B entirely.
They have, and they don't really have the util for the retake. They don't have kits either. No, well, they might not have the numbers. That's good damage, but it's not kills.
Oh, God.
Bro with the Galil can't get the confirmed kills. That could cause problems. Well, for a moment. Ray, 12 HP. Got to jump out the window or through the door. This one is looking tough. Headshots are bust, and, well, it's an A1S, so headshots won't actually win it. But they will for Hexed.
Look, that's insane damage from Nitro, right? He doesn't get a kill there, but 2 players down to below 30 HP is very effective, and it makes a difference for Hex and OC, who are the last 2 standing, and they're able to seal the deal. Lag with the rifles out, unable to achieve anything. That means it's going to be another eco coming through, leading into what will be probably their last buy-up. Well, it will be the last buy-up if they can't win that follow-up round. Although, I say that, and it looks like a half buy has come through. They realize their loss bonus is full, so they can invest a little bit more into this round. 2 MP9s, the Swag 7. Where's that Swag? Is that underpass? It is. This could make an impact immediately. Oh no, Weeza's not looking the right way, and Hex will eliminate him.
NRG looking to get themselves an early night here. Hex is a growing boy. Needs his beauty sleep. Well, there's just nothing Lag can do about it in this round. Frankly, they are locked out. They've got to save what little they have. Should save what little they have. You could try and scrape away a gun, get yourself an upgrade in the next round, but they're completely isolated from the B site. This bomb's going down, and there is just nothing that they can do about it.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, they don't really have to save the MP9s, but the armor is important because then if they have that armor, they can get a stronger buy-up in terms of the rifles, and they don't have to invest into body armor. They can instead spend that on util. So, NRG going to
George
Experative.
Deliver them a gun. That's delivered an upgrade. Well, and then the delivery has been refused. So when you hit up the delivery apps and then the guy just drives away with your food, that's what happened.
It hasn't happened to me yet, Mike.
I live in a city, so one time I tried to time it perfectly that I got back from the airport. I was getting into my ride from the airport to home, and I tried to time food up to sync, and the food got there 5 minutes earlier than I did, and it was gone by the time I got to my door.
No way.
Yeah, man. I mean, Philly is unforgiving. I should have known better. I was trying to get too. I was trying to get too cute. I was trying to game the system so that I have a perfect bowl of food right when I arrived home. And I just knew it was done.
That's unfortunate, man.
I was upset in the moment, but I learned a valuable lesson. Don't get too cute with it.
Don't do that.
Just wait till you're home. Sputomatic, hold on.
Speaking of waiting.
Not ready to be done with this just yet. Not ready to leave this server. Gonna pry it from his cold, dead hands. Speaking of dead hands, Nitro's gone. Just OC and Bro now, John.
I believe.
Brosi.
Brosi. Perfect.
They both got the one capitalized letter in their name. Although I think Bros is a 0, right?
I think it's a 0, yeah. But we might be coining Brosi here if they pull off this 2v5.
Yeah, this turns into the Wonder Duo. You heard it here first, folks. Well, okay, now it's just the OC. Brosi got the number that's in his name. And so OC's got an ace. He actually probably should save, but that's not fun. So I'd like to see him go for the ace clutch. Ooh.
I don't know if it matters. They can still buy comfortably.
Well, the min-loss bonus. George is low. You'll be able to drop a gun. Where the player is coming from. Hold on. Hold on.
Just go.
Don't say you can't do it. Bomb plant going down. That'll work. Is he ready for the CT player? Got to get eyes on the CT, but Weeze is scared. The aura's too intense. Oh, crossing into the open. He will take this down. And for a moment, I believe.
I really believe that was a snappy little sequence.
2 kills and a bomb plant certainly makes that a whole lot better for NRG.
Absolutely. You don't have to worry about the money anymore with the extra $600. I mean, George, sure, it might be a little limiting, but OC's going to be able to drop him if he doesn't go for the op, or Hex can, or Nitro. Someone can give George what he needs, but this should be okay. 12-5, though. NRG. If they get a 13th, we'll have a match set, and that's what they wanted, perhaps. We go into it. Double ops coming out for Lag. Interesting. See how that fares for them. Weeza opening frag onto Hex. Okay. There's some util tossed as well. Mid control gained. Oh my goodness. Experative finds Nitro. Bro does manage to get one back, but it's still a man advantage in favor of Lag. Yes, NRG have full mid control and not really many eyes on for Lag, the closest players over at Cat. They need to find another one and even out the numbers if they hope to have success here. I think Spud's hurt, definitely hurt. Nade comes out. George not going to be in the vicinity of it, and Spud's backed off. He's got a favorable angle, potentially. George gets a little bit of damage taken, expects a player to be pinching from connector, but now has backed off of that foray towards the B site.
Double flash, triple flash. Oh, and this was all just to set up Bro. Bro is through now. Did Snaxy see this? Snaxy's acting like he saw this. He's so laser focused on, and yeah, he was ready for it. I think he might have caught just an ankle from Bro.
Saw it, yeah.
some sort of a tip-off there, but it's still pressure on. Snaxy can't be missing, and he's not going to be. It all falls to OC again. Not the ace clutch this time. Just a 1v3. Easy work. Misses his first opportunity, and we'll get no more. Nice round for Snaxy. Puts it together. If he misses one of those shots, this could have been a very different story.
Snappy for Snaxy. Well done. Okay. Well, 2 in a row for Lag, and now the economy's not too great for NRG. This has been a surprising turnaround, at least. It could just be brief, but still. I mean, I think it was Spud that started it, yeah, towards that B site in the previous round victory, where he got a couple, and all of a sudden NRG just kind of folded up like a cheap tent, and then afterwards in that round, you know, also not really very effective on their attempted foray to, I mean, they did manage to recover towards the middle point of the round, but at the end, Lag, especially Snaxy, so very snappy with that AWP, as mentioned. Experiment is going to get one. Uh-oh, here it comes. Charging in, a blitz to the A side for NRG. Let's see if it works.
The response is good, though. The response is good. That's a nice kill on the bro. From bro, rather. And now, yeah, George is a little bit further than you expected. Spud's lucky to get away with that one. Bomb's going to be planted. Retake is a tough ask. They have smokes, though. They got 3 of them. It's actually lots of smoke. Flashbang in to take CT. They need something to defend, so they will get it. Snaxy, meanwhile, repositioning, but that does give NRG some real estate to play from. Bro collected up top. George and Nitro. He's going to be the pop-off player. George goes into the fray. It's just Nitro with the Tech 9. He's just got a Tech 9, guys. Don't know about spamming the bomb on this one. But he's going to try. Oh, finds the one! Nearly got it! Goes for the knife, but Spud will keep him off.
Oh, maybe 1-2 more bullets would have been enough there for Nitro, but he cannot get it done through that smoke, and it will be a 7 for Lag. Hard fought on a round that didn't involve that much of an investment from NRG, but here come the rifles for NRG. They're going to try and close it out once more. They've had a ton of opportunities to do it. Lag are trying to fend them off. They're extending this one a little bit further, round by round. Experative in that you pull out. A is kind of vulnerable here in the early goings, so there's tons of aggression for Lag towards underpass and mid. Ray peering out, knows that he might be taking a fight here. George spamming through, and Experative doing the same, neither connecting on any damage. Finally, Experative gets 14 HP of damage with 1 bullet onto George. But as it stands, I mean, NRG can't really find their way towards mid, and now with the smokes fading away, they might have to give up on it.
Smoke down, bled out for Nitro. He's just trying to keep him contained, but at this point you have 1 smoke. Kills will make this a lot easier, though, and Snaxy's going to deliver one of those. Louisa. They want to finish A here. You've still got Nitro being a menace here and towards mid. But it's going to be the A exec, and there are 3 players positioned to do something about this. Nitro's actually coming off. Do they need his smoke? Surely they're not waiting all this time, though. Alright, so here it comes. They know there's a player ticket. Are they ready for the bout players? The big question. Molotov over. No one's checking it. No one's checking it. No one's checking it. Oh, bro's ready. Comes out at the perfect time. Experative, though, gets one back. Man advantage still established. Crosses the op. Snaxy's forced back. And if they can get this bomb planted, Snaxy's locked behind smokes. Have to deal with CT. The swing in from OC. That might have been an oversell. Now Nitro just doesn't have the time to get this round done. They needed OC to plant. It should not be possible. Nitro knows it. Can't get clocked. But he'll die just before the timer.
And once more, economy not great. NRG really did need that bomb plant to make another buy-up come through here. They still can, of course, go for the half buy. They've got the full loss ones, even more. I mean, they can heavily invest here. More heavily invest, I should say. Not into rifles, of course, but they can get the Tech 9, some body armor, some util into the mix. Still Lag. I mean, look, coming through and looking pretty solid in the defense. I was questioning the triple stack up towards that CT spawn area, but man, they made it work, despite the fact that there was a potential lineup coming through there for NRG. All right, well, NRG mixing it up now, going back towards that B site. 4 players in that direction. They're just charging in, Mike, going for the Tech 9 rush.
simple. Oasis down. Look, Tech Nines, as we've seen many a time, can be potent. George had a play. Ray burning. Mess on the site. Now all the numbers are here for lag. They're going to close this gap to just 3. But it's guns back up. And NRG, this is the moment where you're sitting up in your chair where you're saying, okay, guys, come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's log this down.
No, you gotta get serious for NRG because, I mean, as well as Lag have been playing here over these last few rounds, which, I mean, to their credit, right? We talked about it at the beginning of this series, saying it'll be good to see teams like Lag and, you know, those advanced caliber teams come out and have some progress made throughout the season. But if you're NRG, you're expecting to win this cleanly, and having it gone down to this point is starting to become a bit of a ongoing concern. 1:36 on the clock. Nade's going to get tossed, popping over that smoke, and Lag going for that aggressive mid-control once more, which leaves A very exposed.
Oh boy.
Hex gone. Uh-oh.
Here we go. Dynamic play. Ray needs to stay alive, but is able to do so. Slips back away and towards Con, and this mid-control has been seeded, but as we've seen before, Lag are comfortable playing from the sites. And Snaxy has been a problem for NRG. Still got a little bit of a window here, sticking around in towards ladder. Retail coming over, but they're not focused cat, at least for the moment. They're prepared for players to be in con, but it's been totally vacated. All dog force Snaxy out, but he's ready for it. Flashbang timing was perfect from Experative. And that might have just saved their round. And oh my goodness, John, we've got a game on our hands. Ray delivers 4 kills to ensure it.
This is now very, very concerning for NRG, right? You had a 12-4 lead. 12-4 is where we were. It is now 12-10. That is not great for the NRG side. 6 in a row for Lag, who are starting to just take it up to another level. Ray in that previous round, a 4K, pulls out the pistol after getting the rifle frag and just looks absolute lights out incredible. He's got the support from his players in window. I honestly felt like Snaxy wasn't going to win that fight. I felt like an unfavorable position for him, but he still gets the op shot, and then Ray takes over the rest. We got a timeout called here by NRG to talk things over, and now it has expired.
This is where it's like Daps is like, "Why, guys? Why are you making me? Why are you making
for real?
Me earn my role here?" We had this wrapped up with a bow. It was 12-4. What's going on, guys? Instant smokes over here in towards mid to secure a little bit of space. Ray trying to keep them off of it, but George will not be denied. He's gained all this ground very quickly, and he just wants to rock up the connector, it looks like. Oh, much further forward than they've been able to get. That's the first kill on the catwalk player.
What?
Uh-oh, dominoes start to fall. Ray in trouble here, gets the one, but they've danced on past him. That should mean a bomb plant. And George is securing it ever further. Spud has been peeled, and now it falls to 2. Snaxy and Ray have been the most impressive players.
Why?
But it falls just to Snaxy now, this op, the only player. NRG, they take a pause. They settle things down, and it looks like that might have just been all they needed to lock this map in here, John. Snaxy making audio cues here, trying to fly through. Doesn't quite have the movement tech worked out. Oh,
what?
Spam connects for all of 10 damage. That prompts the sidearm, but that's all OC needs to put this game to bed. Little bit of theatrics for the tail end, but 13-10 secured, as it always did seem to be by NRG.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the round that comes through. Just like, wow, how? You know, they had one rifle going into it and just pistols around it, and somehow they managed to pull it off after calling that timeout to settle the troops down. So, yeah, I mean, good on NRG. They closed it out as we expected them to, but also great for Lag, right? They showed some resilience. Yeah. They showed some persistence in staying in that one, and I have to give them credit. I mean, Mirage was a much better, I should say, much better performance than it was over on Anubis.
Yeah, I'll give it some caveats, like 6 of them. Caveat number 1, NRG was definitely playing pretty loose in some of those final rounds. Caveat number 2, you know, sometimes when the back's against the wall, pressure's off, you feel like, well, we've already lost this, so we might as well go full out. But if you can then harness that mentality in further rounds, that'll work out. I think for lag, we see some promising moments of individuals. Ray XDS definitely impressed. Snacksy looked like he had something going. Like, there were some moments, there were some flashes. I think the overall picture, maybe it's just a question of whether they need more time together, but they don't seem cohesive. They don't always seem very coordinated. And against a team like NRG, that's just going to be very exposed and laid bare.
There are definitely concerns for lag. There's no question. And I mean, I do agree with you, Mike. Certainly there was some looser play coming through from NRG. But even then, like, sometimes when those types of situations occur, the other team can't step up and they can't do it. And again, I want to give credit to lag. They managed to get 6 in a row. They managed to bring this into what could have been an overtime, right? And perhaps a victory for them. But NRG really clamped down when it mattered, and they got the win.
Sticking with the positives here, this is our Katia player to watch. Bro acquitting himself very nicely here on Mirage. 19, 15, and 5. 57% headshot percentage. Maybe he wasn't running them down quite like George, but, you know, it's hard to keep pace with that. That's an NA specialty we got here. Bro he'll get used to it. He'll learn to speak the language. And the language is W key. But for now, we're going to take our W keys right on out of this server. Thank you for tuning in, folks. We'll be back next week for more NA ESL Challenger League action. For now, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Think you've seen it all? With FACEIT Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive FACEIT points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, FACEIT.